you say we need to learn African languages.
Yes.
Many of us are learned our own African language from birth. Okay,
Yeah.
I learned Igbo from birth. I learned Yoruba when I was 5. Okay, many of us. Now, your generation, many of you, well, in Nigeria, those of us that live in the cities, okay, particularly in Lagos, there is sizable population of people 30 and below, even 40 and below, who can speak any Nigerian language. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they speak a dialect of English, a pidgin English. Okay. Now, but then, in fact, you can say the dialect of pidgin English is actually Nigerian English.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, when you talk about African culture, in truth, there's nothing about African culture. We have cultures of certain groups of people. That's the truth. I know about Igbo. In fact, when it comes to Igbo culture, I will break it down that I know Enuani culture. That's one small section where I come from, because the culture of other Igbo speaking people are very different. Okay. Now, the most unified culture in Africa, again, might go to the Arab countries, North Africa, because they are the most, what's the word? Fused region of the continent. Okay, because again, they have always been in the forefront of external communication, whatever. They have been there before the Greeks, the Romans. They were all in that space. Okay, most of us south of the Sahara were desperate tribes that they didn't even know that 10 miles south of your village, there was some other tribe that speak a different language. Okay, until maybe 7-6 centuries ago. Okay, so that thing about African culture, what is it?
I love that question, sir. What I can say is this: even these tribes, we have to understand that these tribes and divisions that are in the sub-Saharan, I mean, I don't like using that word.
Well, sorry. Let's not be that sensitive. It's sub-Sahara. That's below the Sahara. It's very simple. Yeah, I can hear you. So I'm saying let's not get too sensitive about those things. It only shows that one is below Sahara, one is, that's,
For me, I don't like using that word.
Okay.
Not because of sensitivity, but because I don't like the division in this continent.
Okay.
And I don't like the division in this continent. And I think a huge part of it, of course, it was played by the very beginning. I was saying that for me, I don't like the division that is in this continent, because especially in this side that we are talking about, apart from the northern part of Africa, we all have to understand that, the tribe thing and all these different divisions that we have, the huge part of it, it was played by the colonizers when they came, right? They wanted to divide, they wanted to conquer, and they wanted to, they wanted to weakenize, our people. For instance, I'll give you an example. This is a living example of Congo Kingdom and Angola, which back in the days used to be called Ngola Kingdom. Congo and Angola, it was actually the one big, huge kingdom. But but here, like you had like Ngola Kingdom, here you had Congo Kingdom that went all the way to the other part. But when they came, after that meeting, the dream and the vision, it was actually to divide and to conquer. So what they did, the Portuguese, they took this side of Angola Kingdom, and Belgium, they took this side of Congo. And what they did, they taught their language. So they taught Portuguese to Angola, and they taught, French to people from Congo. And when you go, but until today, if you go to the borders between Angola and Congo, people are speaking the same language because they were one people. And if you go to Congo today, when you look to the map, you'll find out there's a part of Angola is inside Congo. Like there's literally like a part of Angola inside Congo today, and people are still speaking the same language. But right now, in order for these people to be separated, to be two different groups, to be people who actually they lost their own identity by learning different languages, by dividing. So, and that's what happened. And that's the struggle that until today, Africa, we're still struggling because of something that it was introduced long time ago for us to be divided. Today in Africa, when you come even here in Tanzania, if you speak English, people, they look at you with different eyes. Like they look at you like you're some sort of a special kid. And it creates a barriers between people who do not speak the language and people who are speaking the language.
Okay.
But the thing that we are trying to tell our people is that, hey, this is not our language. Our language is Swahili. As long as you speak Swahili, first of all, you should be proud of that language because it's your language. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn English. We shouldn't study different languages. Yes, we should do that. But for a long time, we put it as a priority to learn their languages and leave our languages aside, leave our own things aside. And talking about African culture, my brother, African culture is there. For me, I can say that like, I can witness that with my own eyes because, again, I'll mention this Ethiopia. If you've never been to Ethiopia, please go and visit that country because that is the only country that was never colonized in Africa. And when you go there, you can actually see the pure African culture that is not integrated with any other culture. Most of our countries, our culture have been westernized in so many ways, because of, the colonization and everything. But if you go there, you realize that, oh my goodness, we actually have our own character as Africans. Oh, Christianity, you have people who are saying that Christianity was brought by colonizers. But when you go to Ethiopia, you realize that even before Christianity came, there was already Christianity there in Ethiopia, that it was here, Africa, like originally right here. So we can, when you go to that sense, you can even debate about that. And when you go to northern part of Africa, the way you mentioned that they're united, the main reason why this part of Africa seems to be united, for me, the way I see, it's because of religion. Religion, usually, unite people, especially if you have the common religion. But if you go to this part and then you find Christianity, you'll see the division there between these two different religions. And this is the big issue, a problem that we have in Africa. And that's one of the things that we are trying as well to talk about it, and also to kind of like, to break that barrier that, we shouldn't, this is our diversity. This is something we should be celebrating instead of letting it divide us and killing one another or hating on one another because of what we believe on and what we stand for. So that's, for me personally, that's what I can say. But okay. I witness and I see and I experience every single day that the culture is there. But the reason is we are, and this is the big problem, my brother, that most of us, we like, if you give me here today, like Igbo, and then you give me maybe something from Nigeria, and then something from the US or UK, I might go to something from UK or US because I believe it's high quality. I believe this is the fashion, this is it, and then I abandon my own African heritage that is there, that is actually much pure, much good. And when it comes to food, organic food and all this stuff, it's right there. Okay. So you can see our priority, how they're changing most of times because of the influence that we have.
Again, I'll push back yes. by saying this again. I will say this again. there is nothing called African culture. Okay. Now you say our culture, indigenous cultures have been diluted. I say no, not true. Okay, because if you take the Hausa Fulani culture, it's still on. Okay, if you take Nigeria, if you identify one area of Yoruba land and go there and to see what they do in their traditional culture, is still there. If you,
and that is African culture. Why are you saying there's no African culture?
Hold on.
Yeah.
See, what I'm telling you is this: there's nothing called African culture. Those cultures are specific to the tribes, even to the section of a tribe. Yeah. Okay, it's not African culture because those cultures are very, very different. Okay, now I was born in my village. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand the culture in my village. I love it. See, one thing today, I love rock. Okay.
Yeah.
I love rock. That's my favorite music. But why do I love rock? Because I've been investigating why I love it.
Yeah.
What do I like about rock? Drums and guitar. Why do I like drums? Because as a young child, growing up in my village, I loved drums. You see, if I hear the big drum used in my village for funeral celebrations, the masquerade dance, when I hear it today, I'm gonna be 50 this year. When I hear the beats of the drum, I have goosebumps all over my body.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it. It's like, oh my God. Okay, man. You can say I'm westernized, okay, but I'm
no.
No. So let's be real. I'm westernized, okay, but I'm also into the culture of my village. Now, my daughters have never been in my village, okay, but I tell them everything about my childhood in my village in Lagos, in Ilaro, where I live in Ogun State. And luckily, my village has a website, okay, where we have, where we have all the
That's not a village anymore.
Oh, it's a village. See, my village is called Idumuja Uboku, okay, and we call it.
You need to send me the website.
Okay, I will do that. See, and we see, it's a village, okay. It's big. Now, a lot of us are outside the village, in the cities, across the world. But yes, it's a village, but we love it. See, so what I'm saying to you is this.
Yeah.
When it comes to culture, there is no one culture called African culture. And in truth, if you look at all over Africa, where the indigenous cultures are still existing, and I think is most areas of Africa. Okay.
Yeah.
The cultures are still mostly undiluted. But there's no one culture that you can say is African culture. So what I'm saying is that we need to embrace this notion that, hey, we are diverse. We need to learn about each other, but but we are different people, culturally, language-wise. So we need to acknowledge this, embrace it to enable us to say, okay, yeah, Mika, yeah, he's a Swahili from Tanzania, I'm Igbo from Nigeria.
Yeah.
But hey, we can do things together. Okay. See,